Kill Sector, Arena Lord. Deep in the vast reaches of space, out far beyond where most rockets fly, deep within the dark heart of Kosta Industries, we find our three, gathered by number 96, to speak of some kind of matter. It is the three of you in the similar, dark, creepy, dank halls, and a similar face floating in a tube, no longer speaking or spouting promos, but floating in a strange comatose state. Number 96 slinks into the room, creeping his way across the floor, giving off a strange, high-pitched hum as he glances you all down and comes in nice and close. Hey there, my chickadees. Is everyone doing fine? Is everyone's seasonings just right? I got something real big to show you guys. As you can see, that floater in there has gone a little bit zonked. Feeling quite sleepy. He's getting close. He's getting close to burst. Nearly full. But I got something interesting to show you guys. Check it out. Number 96 fiddles around with the console in front of him, weaving in and out, making some kind of nefarious faces beneath. Alright, finished. Get your peepers over here. In the center of the console is a hologram. The hologram seems to be projecting some kind of short promo video. The footage is incredibly condensed and almost looks like a PlayStation 1 cutscene. The audio quality is incredibly poor and loud. This is the following message. The pinnacle of combat is here. Stars and space weep for the inevitable clash. You will never find a proper test of your skills anywhere else. Ever. Come to me. Come to the greatest show of all times. I am the Arena Lord. Within the footage, you see dense combat, figures being thrown around and dismembered, as some sort of high-stakes gladiatorial offering was for your viewing. Huh? What do y'all think of that? Is that something you want to be a part of, or what? Good challenge of skill? Get to really push your limits? We need this little floater in the tank to get filled up quick, right? We gotta get a start.
Looks good to me.
It could be fun. Plex will wobble its new arms and say, "I'm ready, look at me."
That's good, that's good. By the way, I'm loving the new looks, guys. Slightly updated, fine coats of paint. All of you are looking very tight. Awesome, it's great to see. Battle ready, huh? Well, let me tell you, the guy running this show. Kel-Oo, he's a bit of a nut. He's a crazy, crazy clam to crack. So just be on your best behavior and be careful. Oh, it's fun. Go out there. Go nuts. We want you to be challenged. We'll try to come back in one piece. Hey, Click! He yells over to the harvestman tinkering in the back.
Yeah, boss?
Ready the lemon. I want you to get this crew off the ground. They got places to go.
You got it. Alright. You? And you? Well, why don't you go follow me? Come over here. Let's go to the lemon.
Click begins kind of waddling away and guides you all over to the familiar site. It's kind of oval-shaped UFO structure. Multiple tentacle-type tendrils coming off from the top and the bottom, enabling it high-speed flight through some strange technological means.
Alrighty. Pop this open and get you all in. Let's head right over to where this guy is. Now, all of you look very different. A little bit, huh? Did you all grow a few inches?
I slap him on the back, and very occasionally my new arm gets stuck to his back, and I have to struggle to get it off.
Wow! You got yourself 2 arms? What an honor. You know, that's a big thing in harvestman culture. The more arms you have. That's amazing. Well, let's get you guys down there right quick. But be careful, I've heard crazy things about this guy. Real bona fide mega fiend. Uh-oh.
Click begins fiddling away at the controls, bending knobs and tweaking switches. The tendrils of the lemon begin projecting a force in front of the ship, to which it cascades into, bringing you into a hyperdrive type state. And after a tiny bit of a cruise, the ship abruptly stops and you are gazing from space downward onto a gorgeous arena, littered with fans. You can hear them through the ship, you can feel the vibration of the cheering fans, how many of them there are, the force of their enjoyment.
We got a little bit of turbulence, guys. Should be able to land. There's no one fighting down there, right? Looks clean.
Click descends and lands right in the middle of the arena, opening the side door, allowing all of you to exit. There is a sea of roaring fans all around the arena, protected by some kind of barrier. How do you proceed?
Flex will look around in wonder and say, "Are they cheering for us?"
I don't know.
Good old Discord.
Oh, this will be great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you
We
kind of
did.
froze out a minute. Yeah. Klex will just kind of bounce off the ship, I guess. It thinks that all the cheering is for our party.
The roar gets louder once you slide on out of the corridor. You see some cheering, and you can also gaze upon some other slime-type beings in the audience.
Gek is going to
Cheering.
start playing to the crowd.
You're getting some response. You can gaze upon some beings with similar structures to you. Beings that seem as though maybe they've had similar backgrounds. Possible brothers in arms from somewhere. It's nice seeing this large, different variety of creatures and aliens of sizes and shapes, and they just seem excited to see you guys. They're very appreciative of something.
Are there any Tex-Mexes in the audience?
There are indeed some undead.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
There's
That
undead
is-
cowboys, aliens, pirates, cyborgs, mutants, tree people, you name it, they're out in the audience. There is a colossal crowd at this event.
Flex up. Let's do this!
So with everyone out of the ship, the lemon is going to take off. Click giving his goodbye. And all of you are in the center of this very well done arena. Seems as though it was carved by 1,000 races from 1,000 stars. Everything's incredibly intricate. High atop comes a booming voice. Up in this crow's nest type structure, affront the arena, an ornament overhanging the battlefield. Welcome! Welcome! I am Kelu, and you have entered the battle of your lives. I've noticed your skill. It's come across the stars in space. The fathoms of the universe ripple before your steps. You are not of average strength, but how far can it go? I have assembled great fighters to challenge you. Every facet of your being. Your mind, your body, and your soul will be questioned. And I, and the audience, them, the universe, will see the answer. Let's put on a show. Which one of you three would like to step forward first?
I point at Tex.
Alright, let's do this.
Tex-Mex, step forward.
He kind of gives this, like a little dance, like you see him have a little bit more dexterity than he did before. And he just kind of shuffles up, kind of like, kind of struts.
We talking a Ric Flair strut or just a
Yeah.
strut?
Ric Flair strut.
Just the fact he can strut is a miracle here. Flex is amazed. My prayers to Blobfish worked!
Excellent. As for the rest of you, please make yourself comfortable amongst the audience. This will be over shortly. All will become clear very soon. You see there is a VIP section, wide open and big enough for you and your crew. Seems to be snacks and a few of the fixings to be expected. An open bar.
Flex engulfs as much of the bar as it can.
Probably a good idea. Keep them all from drinking.
I just see food.
You see food and assimilate it very
Yep.
quickly. So over with the upcoming segment, there is going to be a conflict. During said conflict, those on the sidelines for this confrontation, when you feel free, give some commentary. Because as you see in your special VIP booths, there are commentary headsets. There are things geared up. So, during certain actions and you find some openings, the floor is yours to entertain.
Getting Ninja Turtles wrestling flashbacks.
So, he's about to do an uppercut to the nutsack. Oh, that was right in the taint.
Plex kind of puts a headset on its blobby head and it sinks in a little bit.
Alright.
Yek is trying to figure out how it works.
Lots of buttons, lots of knobs. It seems like your voice is coming in, things are working, but it's a little bit glitchy. Eventually you seem to get it to a point where it's loud, but I mean, hey, that's better than not being heard. Center of the ring, Tex-Mex stands. Kel-U, the Arena Lord, begins moving around his strange structure. Moving further into the light where you can see his body. Seems as though he has long flowing hair that seems to combine into a cape. His skin, somewhat see-through, is littered with tattoos of the tribal variety. His skeletal structure, somewhat bare, is very misformed and shapen into strange ways.
Those are some nice tats. Must be tribal for douche.
I don't know.
His
that-
hands seem to be modified into some kind of drill-based equipment. And aside from that, the guy just looks like a big old action figure.
How does he do his hair cape if he has drill hands?
They're actually
Careful.
curling irons.
For our first bout, Tex-Mex, you will face Life Support, the Ever-Living! Sweeping over,
life support.
a massive gate rises, revealing a huge-sized combatant. This seems to be a humongous mech, a terrible ancient machine harboring the organs of the eldest members of the Paleo crime family. It is a multi-arm hydraulic cryomech.
Big bitch.
It is composed of nanofibers. It looks as though it's made of these tiny, itsy bitsy bits. Very advanced medical technology. There is a red light around the front where you could picture an eye or a visual receptor being. It crouches and leans over to do Tex-Mex. Says nothing but looms.
What's he gonna do? Kiss him?
Do any of you have anything to say before the fight begins?
I think that his see-through skin's not as good as mine. I'm not going to be very good at commentary. Klex isn't very bright.
That's the best she can do. So it's stinging for her. It's like, ooh, did you hear me say that? Did you hear what I said to him? Whoa.
Do you brush your teeth? Because your breath smells like shit.
Are you talking about Tex-Mex or I?
That guy who was just talking.
Oh yeah, there's a fight about to happen.
Like I said, my money's on whatever his name is. Afterbirth, I don't know.
My mom said I kind of look like Afterbirth.
I can see that.
Kel-U raises his arms. The arena begins changing, morphing. Now, rather than your traditional, well-done tiled arena, intricate and beautiful, it now looks as though you are inside of a large beast. Bone, organ, and tissue outline the chasm that you are now entombed within.
How do we get in here?
You can hear Kel-U picks up his headset. Well, that's quite simple. I am the Arena Lord! Then you can hear a bunch of audio disturbances, though he's clicking it off. Within the arena, life support, the ever-living, looms over Tex-Mex.
Life support, that's right.
Greetings, Tex-Mex. I don't want to have to do this, so I'm giving you an option. Would you like for your organic mass to be a part of ours? Or would you like to be turned into a pancake? Please
I
choose
like
now.
pancakes. Pancake.
Press 1 for more options.
Well, see, I don't like pancakes, and I don't want to be part of you because I'm not into that. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to shove my fist down that big red eye of yours, and it's going to fucking die. And then I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to piss on you, and then I'm going to eat you. And then I'm going to feed you, and I'm going to shit you out, and then I'm going to feed you to Klex. See, that's what's going to happen. So you're going to be part of her, and then that's all over them. Woo!
I think that Tex-Mex maybe got some sleep, but I like his part about feeding me.
You are very
Sounded
bold.
Like some weird blonde-haired wrestler.
Do you want to change your bet?
Nah, I want pancakes.
Engaging combat mode. Worry not. We will vacuum up your remnants and put it as a part of our biomass very soon. Press pound. Tex-Mex, that being said, it is your turn. You can hear life support the ever-living engaging into combat mode. There are multiple turrets being shown throughout its body. These long tubes connected to these circular metal structures begin showing up. Its anatomy begins to flare out, really showing itself beyond a humanoid structure.
Watch out for other parts there, Tex.
And I will say, Tex, outside of making, without making any rolls, you notice that those circular things at the end of those long hoses, they look suspicious. There's something up with it. You can't figure out what, but there's something up with it.
Yeah, I'm getting a Major Bane vibe from that, so Let's go after those. So he's gonna pull his laser sidearm, and he's gonna fire on one of them.
All right.
Not
Called
with a
shot
17.
right at one of those chambers.
Yeah, not with a 17.
not-
So it's starting out good.
Not with a 17. You can see this hydraulic hose waggle around right and away from that shot. At the last minute, you see it go towards.
After birth.
It is unfortunate that you did not accept our request. Is there anything else you wish to do with your turn, Tex-Mex?
Nope.
Alright. You now hear what sounds to be the noise of the flushing of 1,000 toilets from within the system of life support, the ever-living. Ejecting
real
excess
messy.
biofluid. Ejecting excess biofluid. Ejecting excess biofluid.
What color is it?
Multiple openings show up on the front of this metallic behemoth, and a deep red crimson liquid is going to come pouring out of the side of
by a
it.
period.
Ew.
We're gonna look like Carrie at the end of the prom.
So, due to the liquid, this is just as dangerous as water would be to you. And you see a tidal wave of red heading towards you.
Get some
shit.
tampons, Tex.
I thought I took hydrophobic off. Yeah, he needs to run. So,
Is a hydrophobic off in the most
No.
recent build?
it's still on there. I thought I took it off, but
Okay.
it's still there.
Okay. Alright. So that is a 67, so this will make contact.
Get yourself an extra absorbent pad.
I'd still eat it. I just gagged myself.
You would? Gross.
So a giant tidal wave of biofluid is going to come careening in your direction. It's going to make contact.
Hold your breath. It's gonna smell.
And it is going to do 300 acid damage.
Yeah, totally dead. Totally dead.
No defensive capabilities.
I have a perfect defense, but it's...
That's usable.
I know. Yeah, let's do that. Like,
Why don't
first
you
round,
use it?
I'm gonna use it. Shit.
Yeah, it can
Just die.
it can be used upon, like, okay, you know the move's confirmed gonna hit you, so you can use it upon, like, okay, that's a 67. Alright, that's definitely gonna hit.
Yeah.
Upon that you can use, that's like when you'd use perfect defense. So
Yeah,
do you
let's
just want to go back a tiny bit and use that?
Yeah, let's
Can
do
I
that.
use Paraport?
Holy sh...
Can I use Paraport?
Yeah, I don't know if we can interfere, though.
What I will say is, you try to use Paraport and you notice something's holding you back. It seems as though using assisted abilities on your allies during these confrontations seem to be being held back by the Arena Lord. Also seems to be the reason why there's these large barriers over the audience.
I tried.
So, with your perfect defense activating, I have an idea for the gross flavor of it.
Perfect, yeah. Let's...
Ew.
A reserve of the remaining mucus and disgusting viscous fluid that is left inside of the body of Tex-Mex springs forth to the surface, coating his body in the hydrophobic material. The rush of the red fluid that would otherwise destroy him simply brushes away this protective coating. It stings! It wasn't well! That perfect defense is gone! And the ground is soaked.
I can't unsee that.
What do you bet 96 is in charge of this whole arena?
Sounds like it.
You've never looked better, Tex.
Yeah, this is how I came into the world. This is how I'm going out.
Life support is going to stand their ground, and you are going to see its feet lock into the ground. So it seems as though it's fixing itself into place.
I think he's rooting. Boom did that.
It doesn't look good for your friend, Yak.
Mom?
No! You fool, I'm your fairy godmother!
Glenda?
Am I hearing this?
There seems to be some kind of strange interference. I'll have to look into it. Alright, Tex-Mex, it is now your turn.
Okay, so doing another called shot, but this time I'm going to use the big freaky skull. He's going to use the 4 charges, and he's going to go right for those hydraulic pieces. So 67.
Yes, that will work as a called shot right towards one of the main hydraulics. So
Finally, he does something. Jesus, I thought he was just gonna stand there and take that red shit.
He's just trying to show off.
He's gotta make a great comeback. It's not
57
time to
damage.
go home yet.
Alright. You got some damage down on it. Still connected, but it seems as though continual hits you'll get something out. Upon your strike, you notice some of that deep red crimson fluid leaking from the pipe.
I'm going to use my escape coat and teleport 48 squares away from the
48.
Liquid. Yeah.
Alright. So you are going to move down to the furthest reaches of the arena, as far away from this thing as possible as it's locked into the ground. Alright. So now it's life support's turn. Life support, locked into the ground, is now going to fire many cannons that it is going to reveal out of its body. Multiple fire hatches open up like amongst the side of pirate ships, and it begins to commence a barrage of fire. Due to your distance, some of these shots aren't gonna not make contact. However, some of them are, due to it being such a massive barrage. So that is a 95. The 95 will hit, the 94 will hit, and the 51 will hit.
He's got a 15 EVA against ranged attacks, so I don't know if that would work.
Ah! Sorry, let me count that. Only 2 of these are going to hit you. The rest miss, also partially because of your distance and its cannons being more ineffective. And it is, 2 will make contact. So, the first one is going to be 85 bludgeoning damage. Slammed in the gut with this cannonball. The second one is going to come ringing out. That one is going to be 37 fire damage.
So, Plex is just like sucking popcorn in through its body, and then when all this cannonball and damage hits, it shakes and some of the popcorn goes flying. Slimy popcorn everywhere.
That's got to be a huge tub of popcorn.
I wipe my face. That's disgusting. Jesus.
Tex-Mex, it is now your turn. Life Support seemed to spend its turn firing away like crazy, and then you can hear its locked in mode to the ground unlocks, and it seems as though it's going to try to start moving towards you.
Oh shit! All right, so let's do the same thing. Going for the hydraulics with 58 to hit.
All right. After moving closer, aiming there, called shot. That'll work.
80.
Alright, that is going to be enough with a shot that was done before. Called shot, same spot, same tube. That will be enough to sever it. With it severed, you can see there is that dark crimson fluid gushing out of the end of the hose, Crazy Daisy style.
That is so disgusting.
It's not within a range to get you wet or harm you, but it is spraying. The mech
Cover
goes
your
reeling.
eyes.
The goggles, they do nothing.
Alright. So from here, Life Support is going to begin its march. It's going to start marching towards you. And then it looks like it's going to trip. But it begins rolling like a ball, sort of Sonic the Hedgehog style towards you. Alright. And fortunately, a 21 is going to miss. So going in this ball mode, it is going to veer off to the side and crashes into the arena wall. Whole bunch of stuff kind of like crumbled over on it. Tex-Mex, it is now your turn.
Alright, going to do the same thing. Here we go with a 90 to hit.
That is 100% going to work as I called shot on one of the other main hydraulic tubes.
86.
That is going to be some nice damage. With it being towards its back, it'll count as being prone. I'm going to put double damage on that. You are going to blast off the second main hydraulic tube. It only having one left. This red fluid pouring outward.
And to use
there
that
anything
healing
else?
serum, is that that's a quick, right?
Healing serum?
Yep.
I believe so, especially if you stay
Oh.
right where you are, you'll be able to.
It's a standard, so no, it's okay.
Well, if you don't move, so if we have it where your movement and your swift, like everything else is used towards that, I think you can do that.
Okay, let's do that.
Alright, so you stay still, you get that good, you do your attack. Alright. It reaches over with its many appendages, and it got a 96 to grapple, which is a crit.
Oh no.
So you just feel a big old grab, like squeak! And it just tries crushing you as hard as it can in its hand. You receive 100 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
As you are squeezed and squeezed and squeezed.
gonna let me hug him like that.
In addition to that, it looks like it's starting to shoot off some of its cannons as it's holding you. Nothing's hitting you yet, but you know this isn't going to be good after another turn. It is now your turn in the hand of life support, the ever-living.
Alright, so he's going to do the same thing. It's been working so far, so let's try it again with 60 to hit.
Could you give me a grapple to try to break out first?
Sure.
Grapple roll.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I got a 12.
Alright, you are stuck in there. So, I'll take your 60 for trying to aim the best you can, holding the staff as you can, because I imagine you still have it held, being grabbed. So you do the best you can to kind of angle, hit the last one. Even with the minus, consider it's holding you, and there's only one left. You should be able to hit that. Give me a roll for damage.
$78.
Alright. Between the damage that it took on its two before crashing into the wall, that is going to be enough to sever the last one. And it looks like it was going to try to squeeze you, like as like a follow-up for that staff attack, but taking that thing off, it's like starting to drop. What is your health at currently?
80... 88. 78.
78?
Yeah, 78.
Well, that's good, because you're going to take 54 damage between its last stroke of giving, like, a squeeze on you, and now the body is going to start falling down from the height that it's at. So, I would like for you to give me like an athletics roll to pretty much try to get out of the hand and land on the ground okay. And it looks like this thing is bleeding out and is toast, but you need to land.
90.
Oh yeah, you make a nice clean landing. Life support, the ever-living, slams on the ground behind you, and there's like 3 Crazy Daisy style gore sprinklers on the battlefield on the inside of this body. The bone barriers of the wall crushed from when life support barreled into it. And the whole place is just real nasty. The gory arena is going to slowly get sifted away, turning back into the original one that you were all in, as Kelu morphs it for the next phase. Excellent! Excellent, Tex-Mex!
I knew he could do it.
Oh, your little friend won.
This is going to be some good audio today. It's going to be good.
Now that you are victorious, Tex, take a step into the commentary booth and bring out another warrior. You pick who goes next.
Well, since my friend decided to put me in first, I guess he knows who's going in now.
And that Klex, he knows he's going next.
Yep. Go on in there, Yuxuk, Exlibris, whatever your name is.
Hey, I knew you'd win.
Come on, Yux. Yucklis.
Oh,
He bet against you.
you
Tex.
sure are slow. Today I'm not getting any younger getting in that ring, Yak. You can do it.
Arn, do I hear your character?
Yeah, I'm floating. Right behind where Yak was sitting. I'm flying, hovering.
This is new. I shoved
They go
Jeff
into
on-
the arena.
Marching your way into the arena, Kelu asks you, "Have you anything to say?" before we show you your opponent and your battle begins.
I gotta take a shit.
The crowd cheers in a triumphant agreement. Yeah!
Where's he
They
going?
all begin chanting, "Take a dump!"
Shouldn't he leave a
Take a dump! Take a dump!
dump? Leave a dump.
Oh, don't embarrass the Space Rangers.
Now, to reveal your opponent. Your opponent, coming from the gates on the opposite side, seems to also be a Naga-esque snake person. Serpentine lower half, orange and tan stripes, fanged face, smaller than you, of course, but still very, very similar.
That's it?
He doesn't use a ranged weapon.
I bet his arms taste delicious.
Hey, Click, just talk about tasting delicious. I got some of that stuff on me. If you could clean that off, that'd be great. And I hold out my arm. Just got that bloody, gooey crap all over it.
I envelop his arm long enough to clean it.
That's a nice shine.
Envelopes
That was-
Kelu is going to rise and once again begin to change the arena. Now, it seems as though we're being transported to the jungles of what was once Jupiter, and it is now a part of the fusion planet Orpheon, half Saturn and half Jupiter. They had to forcefully put together. There was a problem. They were both too damaged. And now within the jungles of Jupiter, we find their second battlefield. The Serpentine Man begins slithering back and forth, readying his little monologue. Eaglesk. Oh, my brother. Things have come so far, haven't they? Do you know of your lineage? Do you know where you're from? Are you of our blood? Are you a tiger slicer?
No. I'm me.
Oh, 'cause you look it. And do you know what tiger slicers do to race traders? Do you know what we do? We have a civil war on our planet right now.
I don't know.
And
but
you're out here.
I'm gonna make a pair of boots out of your skin.
Ha ha ha! You must be a tiger slicer. You have the attitude. Why not leave this battlefield? Come with me on the battlefield. Be a general in a civil war. Lead blood with your people. You have clearly forgotten what you are. I've been with the chief. I've been on the homeland.
Timothy, you yak! You're my little trooper!
I'm gonna pass.
Well, at the very least, you must have enough tiger slicer in you to show these people a good fight.
What did
I'm gonna use your fangs
and
and make a necklace with them.
I wouldn't have it any other way, brother. So, as the battle begins, you ready yourself. But because of Cassini's here's improved initiative, he is going to go first. He lunges at you rapidly, shooting 2 harpoon guns into the ground, swinging himself forward. So let's see. He is now going to do a combo, and use. I need to see how long it is. Well, he only gets one hit of the combo in. Yeeklisk, you receive 96 beam damage as you are slashed into with this short-range bayonet at the end of this strange gauntlet-type weapon.
Ooh, that
However, his second one is a 3, which means he is going to miss entirely, and you are going to have...
Spent
I gotta have
a.
a baby,
You're gonna have a good day whether you win or lose.
a good shit.
Oh, this is gonna be good audio because I just swear you just said have a big gay or a good gay. Like,
I heard gay.
you heard gay too?
I dropped
Gay.
out.
He's gonna
All right. Where are we? Ah, yes. Cassini got a 3, so there's a real big opening for Yeeklisk to do a follow-up.
Alright, I'm gonna take a swing at him with my Everbleed sword.
Alright, and I will give you a damage bonus on this,
Can do it.
due to his
Yeek.
failure.
57.
Alright, I'm going to buff that up by 20 points, so you give a big old slash with that. And let's see some damage.
79 points of damage.
Alright, and the Everbleed will kick in as well, as you begin to see his lime green glow stick style blood begin to trickle down.
I'm going to bathe in your blood.
Ha 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 ha! You truly are a tiger slicer. Maybe my death will awaken who you are. If that's the case, then it'll have a true warrior's purpose!
He shoots his 2 harpoon guns in your direction. First one hits, 79. Second
going to
one hits,
penetrate Yeek.
30. Alright. So the first one is going to do 86 piercing damage. The second is going to do 94 electric damage. And your health is so high that the afflictions he is trying to bring upon you will not take effect, as you shrug off some kind of paralysis thing. He is going to now swing himself forward, and he is going to try to bite you on the neck. That's a 34.
Pretty personal right there. If you're going to bite somebody, you get in there.
He is going to deal 150 poison damage as he bites onto your neck. You are also going to have 3 stacks of Everbleed.
This is better than
And
me.
no other afflictions are going to take place.
Can I use my
It is-
static field on that?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What'd you say?
Can I use my static shot?
Yeah, Discord keeps breaking up, sorry. I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, nobody can.
Keep freezing, Kirk.
Yeah. We heard,
Probably.
can we use my static?
Can I use
Something.
my static field?
Static field? What does static field do again?
Yeah, exactly. think he's having some software problems. I think he's a robot.
His pause frames are pretty good.
I'm sorry. What does static field do again?
It deals 10 electric damage.
Yep, because he's close enough to you. Yep, that should probably take effect. He's right there. All right.
Don't forget it's in a grapple.
Yep, there is a grapple going on. So give me an opposed grapple.
He takes 10 more damage because I'm grappled.
Mm-hmm.
87.
I get a 95. Still latched in there, trying to do its thing, but that doesn't prevent you from trying to do a melee attack and trying to get one in there.
Alright, I'm gonna hack him with my sword.
Alright.
67.
You find a good opening to take that sword just kind of by pulling it forward, getting a slice into his abdominal area. Give me some damage.
100 points of damage.
100 damage and continued Everbleed. After these strikes, you're getting a sense that Cassini does not have the hardiness of you, and between both of you bleeding out and undergoing effects and combos, you feel as though you will be the Stonewall in this confrontation. You just need to hold out a little bit longer. So Cassini's still locked in there, trying to continue it. Could you give me another grapple check?
52.
Alright, I got a 90. He is continuing this grapple, trying to stay latched on. The cables are going to try to twist into you now, wrapping around you. The two hooks of the harpoon magnetizing to one another. And it seems as though he's trying to crush and bind you. Let's see here. So firstly, that is going to do 168 slashing damage as you are wrapped up in a massive net that has been weaved with this harpoon gun. And with you bound up, he is going to try to bite you on the other side of the neck. So that's an 88 to hit. And he is going to deal, holy crap, 97 acid damage. And he will put on 3 more stacks of Everbleed.
That's not very sportsmanlike.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because you were wrapped up in the net, it's actually going to do double. So that's going to do 97, then another 97. 194? 180? Yeah, 194. Alright. And you can tell with the Everbleed and Cassini not having too much of a hardiness, he's starting to wear out fast. And Yeeklisk, you are on the ground, wrapped up in this net, trying to render your powers against you. But it is now your turn. Give me a grapple check. Well, I got a 21 base, so you are being continuously wrapped up. Your hand is still on your weapon. It is still clenched tightly. You can make some kind of attempt with all your might, with what you have of your turn, to try to possibly attack with it, bust out. What is your plan?
I'm gonna attack.
Give up, Yeek. You can do it.
Alright, so you're going to try to thrust right through it and stab him. Alrighty.
71.
Alright, a 71, that is going to be enough to try to aim it, get it good, pierce right through. Let's see the damage.
9 points of damage.
What was it, 90 what?
7.
97 points of damage and stacking on another bit of Everbleed. Alright, you hack into Cassini. Giving a good old lunge right through the opening. And upon dealing that strike, you don't feel the netting come completely off you, but you feel it loosening, as though it's tied to the vitality of Cassini. Cassini's gonna go wobbling around on his turn as the Everbleeds are going to start taking effect. As he hung on by a thread with the last of his defensive means, you see that all begin to bleed out.
You did it, brother. You proved yourself. I hope I'll make a fine pair of boots, and you'll make a fine tiger slicer.
Cassini flops over into a pool of his own blood. And you feel the netting. You feel the netting around your body release you. The arena shifts back to its normal state, away from the jungles of Jupiter, and the crowd begins cheering even louder upon this second challenge.
Let's hear it. Yeeklisk and his conquest. You did excellent. But please, take your place in the commentary booth
I'm
All right.
as we send out the last of them.
I go limping over. Hey, what's up, Tex?
Yeah, I knew you could do it. I was up here rooting for you. You probably
Yeah,
didn't hear
bullshit.
me, but I was totally like, "Yay, go for it!" Don't, yeah.
I was eating cotton candy, and I really liked that part where you guys were hugging a lot.
I got me a new pair of boots.
Can I eat his arms?
Go for it.
The fairy gets to fight too, right?
Where'd he go?
Well, I'm ready to. I'll go in the arena now, but do we lose Tyson again?
Screw it, I'm out.
Nope, I'm here.
No, Arn probably went to the bathroom or something.
Plex will head in.
Plex in the center of the arena.
Are you ready for your challenge?
Hungry.
Have you say anything else before you begin, aside from hunger?
Really hungry?
Hungry, aren't we all?
I don't know. Are you?
Always. Let's send in your opponent. Your challenge will be against the Queen of Spite.
Mom?
An ancient arena is erected from the ground. An ancient arena of the slime faith. Tomes and runes, artifacts of a slime-based religion, one that Klex is quite familiar with. You are now surrounded in the walls, in tomes of rare artifacts, pulled from the ground.
Where'd you get this stuff?
I am the Arena Lord!
I am Klex!
He keeps saying that shit like we're supposed to be impressed or something.
Now don't be rude, Yeek.
In the center of the arena facing Klex, you see the Queen of Spite. She seems to be a large-sized warrior. She is wearing something you might see on a runway, not necessarily something you'd see in combat. Whole lot of flair, lots of frills, but in a very noble, regal, smug type of way. You see her stomping around these sacred halls with very little disregard, as you can see her visibly knocking over and defiling old relics. What is this drab garbage? Pitiful. Lost faith. The faith is amongst yourself, not the stars, darling. You need to put those thoughts right in the trash. Oh, do you worship these things, huh? Is that what you do? Is that how you get your kicks?
Klex will let out a battle cry and just start approaching.
And you may attack first. You do have priority over the Queen of Spite. Oh, look at you, all slithery, just gonna creep up on me.
I am going to try my unarmed strike into a grapple.
Alright.
Wow, done this. 72.
Yep, that will make contact.
So the damage for that is 65.
Yep.
And then do I roll to grapple?
You rolled the hit, and then we had the damage, and then now we'll do the grapple roll, yes.
Oh, Ot 1, baby.
Oh, and I got an 80, so you do the best you can to try to engulf the Queen of Spite. And in your efforts to engulf, let me see here. Trying to figure what kind of spiteful magic is going to go on there. Alright, so what she's going to do is she is going to start setting up like an automatic voodoo. So half of all damage dealt to her is going to go to you.
Boo.
And this is going to start off with an initial impact. As she goes flying out, she's going to let off an unholy blast into your biomass as you receive 97 fire damage. The Queen of Spite is then going to follow up by walking up to you and is now going to try to freeze your gelatinous mass. See what this works. 51 to hit. What is your current HP at?
458.
You are not frozen to ice, but you do receive 75 cold damage. Those touches brought upon you to freeze you, you notice that you were unable to suck her in with your amoeba body.
Might be
It is now your turn.
I'm a one-trick pony. I guess I'm gonna do my unarmed strike again. 89.
That hits.
Oh my god! 001.
You know, watching her fight is so entertaining because, you know, she gets up there and she's like, yeah, let's do this, and then she just like whiffs everything. It's like, this is so... Wow, I don't know. What do you think about it?
She thinks
I look really
she's
good
like,
doing
Like, hold me back! Hold me back! Hold me back!
whiff.
Oh, I see we're getting used to our new arms, are we? So, in addition to doing 1 damage, you are also going to receive 1 damage.
Okay, I guess That's. Can I do perception to see if I notice like any weak spots?
Yes.
27.
Well, you don't see any weak spots, but the Queen of Spite seems to have a little bit of an ego. Maybe find a way to toy with that?
Okay. You know. You go one of two ways with this. You made fun of my god. Can you teach me your ways?
My ways. My ways are of self-worship and not looking to the stars for a damn thing. You can't look up to anything but yourself. And I don't even know why I'm sparing any of my advice on a glop of goo.
Well,
Nothing more centralized in you but a nucleus, dear.
I worship myself. Are we friends now?
You see her kind of put up like this false, fake little smile, like going in for a hug, and she's gonna attempt to freeze your body again. 77 to hit. Oh wow, 77 to hit and 77 cold damage. What is your current health at?
315.
It is not okay. She still did not do enough to freeze you solid, but you notice she's getting close. She's doing that little chip damage over time. It is your choice what to do. She is continuing to freeze you, but what would you like to do?
Can I try to grapple her in? Because she's touching me, freezing me, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna try to pull her in. I know I failed earlier, but...
Alright, give me a roll to hit.
Alright, here we go again.
Here
Oh,
we go.
This should be good.
I switched dice. Ot 1.
Yeah!
Hey, Brazil.
You do the best you can
No, I don't.
to grab. I don't know.
Where are these rolls when when she GMs?
You can't get hit from hitting yourself, right?
So, oh man. So, whether the best is done or not, there is a good opening for this cold thing to work. So another burst of cold is going to go into you, dealing 86 damage, which is going to bring you at a threshold to freeze you hard. Which means some of your gelatinous-based functions are going to be disabled for the remainder of the fight, as you are essentially a slimy iceberg.
Uh-oh.
I'm a better team
And you
player.
Oh, sorry, what?
I'm a better team player. This one-on-one shit's not gonna work. What do I take?
You are also going to receive an additional 136 slashing damage.
Ooh. Whenever dealt slashing or piercing, perform the following attack. Write this down.
Oh, you're poisonous blood?
Yep. Is that frozen or can I use it?
That is going to ooze out of you like a thick syrup. As you are a big slimy iceberg, the cracks and fissures in your body are going to ooze the poisonous blood. Which is going to get on the Queen of Spite.
So I don't need to roll to hit, I just need to roll my damage.
That's gonna get on her because she's touching you and you're gonna be like a big iceberg oozing the stuff.
Right.
It's very weak damage, right?
Yeah, no, it's just weak.
Okay.
So my lower one is 36.
Alright. And you are going to take half of that damage.
Fuck her.
Alright. So, that being said, yeah, she's just going forth and freezing you. What is your health at right now?
85.
That is a crumbly iceberg. So it's getting all toasted. It is now your turn. You know you gotta do something or you are done. The continual action of this freezing and the voodoo effects are gonna be too much. So what is your plan?
I can't move away from her or she'll get an attack on me, right?
You could move a square away without any kind of provoking.
I got nothing. I will try to grab her again. Let's do
Alright.
Unarmed strike. 16! Bye, guys.
What'd you get?
I got 16 to grab her.
Yeah, we ain't surprised.
Nope.
Alright. Well, a 16 to hit her isn't bad. At least it's not 3s and failure rolls. And she is completely attached to you trying to do this freezing maneuver, so that is gonna be enough to grab.
Hey, damn it.
Just
Thank you.
barely. But, well, it'll be enough to hit. Give me the grapple roll.
Well, it's average bludgeoning, which is 17. And then my grapple. Ought 2. Going up.
Oh, man.
I am... What the fuck?
You should have Arn
No.
or Arn roll for you because he does a lot better.
You should burn those dice. I'm serious. Melt them.
It's
Yeah,
literally
get rid of them.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Bury
10.
them. Gift them to somebody. Use them in witchcraft.
I've got 10 pairs of
Really
dice
negative.
here.
A really negative aura with them.
Oh.
Flip them in the pocket of somebody you hate.
Well,
So, could you give me a roll for your, poisonous blood one more time?
weak poison. So... That is 32.
You were going to take half of that. So now with you as this big frozen slimeberg, oozing this poisonous syrup, hanging on by a thread, the Queen of Spite afflicting voodoo and freezing. You see, how far did your gods get you? And all I need to lay is a finishing strike. You are frozen. I can come right over here, right to your back, right where you can't even see me, and I can shatter you. One carefully placed palm strike is all it takes. And there's nothing that you can do about it.
That's okay. I'd be honored to be shattered by you.
At least you have some respect. Goodbye. We shall meet in the afterlife.
I don't think you want to meet me where I'm going.
At that moment, you can feel the brisking wind of the attack about to strike you, and you know this will finish you. But at that very moment, a colossal lightning bolt made of slime slams down onto the cranium of the Queen of Spite, blasting her through the side of the temple. She got a 1. I got a 1 on my palm strike, and she's been talking blasphemy in a temple. So she is going to be like covered in goo, like she just met Slimer, and just got blasted away.
That's some heavy smite going on there. Getting ridden like a toilet seat.
I figured she probably shouldn't screw with me in my own temple. Great mighty blobfish, you are my savior.
Through the hole in the ceiling of the temple, you can make out in the shape of gooey clouds the face of the blobfish, gazing downward. For the luck that is often your misfortune can at many times sway when it is needed most. It is the way of the slime. Slow, but it'll get there.
I'll take it. I'll take a pity save.
Legitimately got a 1. If I didn't get a 1, you were gonna die. I rolled those dice and I'm like, hey, this is pretty good.
All a part of my
Big
plan.
slimy thunderbolt comes down.
All a part of my plan.
So she's over on the side. It doesn't look as though she's dead, but she looks incapable. So she's just being taken out, just covered in slime and poison and syrup, and they're just dragging her away. And you can hear her kind of like, you know, ranting to herself. A massive lightning bolt! I need to rethink so many things. It crashed on me. That nose. The big slimy nose and those eyes. Just being brought out on a stretcher, covered in goo. Flopping in and out of consciousness.
I'll turn to the audience and kind of shrug my blobby shoulders and say, we've got another convert.
You hear a big old cheer, especially amongst the younger fans. Seem to be very much into the underdog struggle and the bit of spirituality of the slime. You can see the slime peoples are all very much enveloped in your victory. Living vicariously through your victory. Kel-U stands upon his podium. That was a beautiful fight, Klex. You've shown yourself through the darkest of nights. And your allies the same. All of you, to the center of the ring. Kel-U calls over Tex-Mex, Yeeklusk, and Klex to the center of the arena. You have all fought admirably. So, do you know what it's time for now?
Hookers and blow?
Ha 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 ha! That's for the after party. We're not over yet. What's happening right now is for your next challenge. All of you will fight each other to the death! Ha 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 ha!
Wow.
Do it!
I'm already.
You see him just sitting over his podium, just like waiting. Come on now. Don't be shy.
I'll just shrug at the guys. I don't know.
Kinda over it.
Oh, none of you have any pent-up frustration. Don't you just want to wring that guy's throat?
No. I eat my feelings.
Oh.
I'm good.
Well, if you're all so friendly, we'll have to choose a different finale now, won't we? I've got a few options. Let me bring up my list. Kel-U begins rummaging through various notes left on napkins, corners of pieces of paper, scrolling through his Arena Lord notes. Here a minute, he could. Let me bring up some options. Here are my offerings. Would you like to fight King Starman, the lost orb of the Gabosh, or even Hela Hellfire? I can grab many gladiators, anyone from all the stars, to bring to you to fight. Of anyone you wish, who will you clash with?
Are we just fighting for your entertainment?
Well, a little bit. And the audience, they love it! Have you ever fought in front of such a tremendous audience? A colossal crowd, worshipping your battle styles.
Nah. I don't know, that first guy sounded pretty delicious.
Let's do that.
Starman.
Yeah, Starman.
Reminds me of that NES Pro Wrestling game.
Hey, Lizard Man, didn't you have, like, a fairy grandma with you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know I heard her.
Oh, I heard strange interference myself. I don't know what that was. If you have any friends, bring them out now. You'll need them.
Come on out!
I was busy crocheting.
I feel attacked right now. I feel personally attacked, Arn.
Now, if he said he was crocheting and eating pizza, then I think that'd be a personal.
Not eating pizza.
I was crocheting a pizza holder. Never mind. It went
We
nowhere.
make pizza scarves, pizza skirts, pizza sweaters.
Well, do we have everyone together?
I guess so.
Sure
This
is
is the
lovely
whole
to meet
crew.
your friends, Yeek.
This lady's new, but
Why don't you introduce me to them?
I don't understand why it's always me he has to fucking glom onto. I think he
hold
does it just to annoy me.
I hold out my half-frozen blobby jelly.
I don't have a
hand.
negative sourpuss attitude. Turn that frown upside down.
I bet you make delicious cookies.
She wants to toss your cookies.
Now don't be crass.
So that being said, everyone is going to be brought up to full health. All of your equipment is going to come back. All your gear, all of that is going to return to you.
Thank God.
Kel-U is going to start a ceremony to summon King Starman. You hear various chants as a great blue star in the sky gets brighter and brighter. Soon, crashing down, breaking through the atmosphere in bright blue flames, is King Starman. A star-shaped humanoid, wearing a cape, a mouth around the center of its chest, and there's a strange vacuum sense about it. Being close to it, it feels as though it's trying to suck you in, like a void. The arena is going to shift to the cosmos of space. You are battling upon a slate, a very thin sheet of rock as the ground. The rest is the cosmos, and King Starman floats in front of you.
Do me a favor and go get that lovely boy from Kiss's autograph.
King Starman floats on forward. It makes some weird humming. It vibrates a little. And it is the party's turn to do with what they will.
Well, I'll do all my same old moves.
Don't
This
forget
is-
to do your war prayer.
I'm assuming this
No.
is the true form of Paul Stanley. And he transforms into a more humanoid form when he's on Earth.
My battle hymn was a weakness, and I basically just took my weaknesses off. Next
Okay.
time I might change this thing up a lot more. Anyway, I got a 39 to hit my default unarmed strike.
That will hit.
Bludgeoning is 23.
23, you said?
Yeah, and I want to try to grapple him.
Okay.
With a 19. He's too big.
Alright. 19? Yeah, you're not going to be able to grapple. You don't pull in exactly, but you're starting to lay down damage.
How big is he?
He is large sized.
Okay, so I'm still bigger than him.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's me.
That was your turn, Shannon?
That was mine, yep.
Alright, I'm going to attack him with my Everbleed sword.
Alright.
I'm not going... Yep, 97.
Maybe this is
Yep,
Paul Stanley's
That
form.
hits, and that's a crit.
Oh, good job.
Oh, I'm loving the running commentary.
Oh, wait, don't you...
Boy.
Do you still have the weakness where you can't crit?
Yeah.
Aw,
Well, you still hit at
tried,
least.
Geek. You tried.
85 points of damage.
Alright. Stack of
Get rid of that one.
Do a big old slash into there, starting to bleed, and it looks like the team can keep following up.
Alright, so I'm gonna pull my laser sidearm, see if it works on him. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. Like, that's gonna be the first move I always do. So, that is an 8. Thanks, Shannon, for cursing
Way to
everybody.
go, Shannon.
Jeez,
What did you get? An 8?
an 8.
Yeah, that's gonna
On me.
kind of careen by. He's gonna kind of lean his goofy body to the side, and it's gonna.
Oh,
Sharing the love.
awesome.
Dog.
Did everyone go?
Fairy Godmother didn't go.
Oh, we need to
Can't
figure out
do
another go.
anything right now.
Useful as
Alright.
always.
What do you mean, as always? Hey, Shannon,
All
there's
right.
somebody creeping outside your window.
That would be Nate mowing the lawn.
Are you sure it wasn't a ghost?
I hope so. That would liven things up around here.
Alright. So King Starman is going to look over to Klex and what's been trying to happen. And King Starman is now going to willingly go into Klex's mass.
Uh-oh.
I didn't
Oh,
give
you're going
consent
to
to
be
this.
penetrated.
You notice that King Starman is starting to do something. This does not feel good. Is the shoe on the other foot? Klex, what is the damage on your amoeba digestion?
Strong acid damage.
Alright.
Well, on each of their turns while inside your body, strong acid damage. Yeah. Yep.
He's going to dive on into you. And you notice that King Starman is copying your powers and is now going to try to digest you from the inside as you receive 94 acid damage.
Pizza's gonna send out for you.
Oh, we picked the wrong one. I'm sorry.
And also, in doing this, you are going to see that King Starman's going to start healing from the damage you took earlier. Because he's also stealing your healing property.
What is...
Shit.
I'm sorry, what was that damage?
The damage on you, 94 acid.
Okay. Guys, I give you permission to attack the shit out of me. I don't like this.
This is bullshit.
Starman done.
Yep, he went on in you, copied some powers. Looks like he's trying to copy some more. And it's up to the party.
Can I try to regurgitate him out of me?
Yes. Yes, you can give me a grapple check against him to just try to get him out.
57.
I got a base 58. He's staying in there. He's just trying to stay in there, digest you, and healing.
Every time I roll good, can I try to punch him inside of me?
Yeah, I mean, you're made of gel. You can go for it. Just try to get him, or you can try to digest him back, I guess.
Well, I already rolled on the hit, and I don't want to be a cheater, but I rolled a 66 to hit him.
Yep, you should be able to get him from in there.
Wait, so that is average bludgeoning, 95.
All right. So he healed a bit, and you like knocked that damage right back out of him.
Where the fuck was that in the last round?
I'm being assaulted. It's a little more important now. And then I guess could I try to digest him? He's already.
He is in you. You can indeed try to just digest him back.
God.
Like he's trying to do it to you, and you can just try to do it back.
I got too cocky. It's 14.
Well, he's in you, so you're gonna hit. It's just a matter of the damage. Because it seems as though he's intentionally staying in you to sap off of your HP and stay a little bit safe.
I'll keep trying to puke him up, guys. That's pretty much all I got.
Alright, who'd like to go next?
So if I used like a decay beam, would that take her out as well as him?
That's a very good question. So if you're using decay beam, it would probably affect her first because it's going to completely
It's gonna shield him.
touch Klex's biomass. Yeah, but King Starman does actually look like an organic life form, so he can be affected by decay beam at least if you're able to get an opening, some kind of an opening.
Okay. Sorry about this, Klex, but I'm gonna try to stab him.
Okay, you're gonna try to stab into Klex and get King Starman.
Yep.
All right.
Good news, Klex. Everybody's safe because I threw an hot 4. Thanks a lot, Shannon.
Instead of the bad guy.
Alright, so what's gonna happen is you are going to get engulfed by Klex and take some digestion damage.
Oh no!
I think that makes the most sense.
Thanks a lot.
So do I.
However,
too?
you are inside of it right next to King Starman, so I mean, you're a little bit closer now.
I could shock her just for digesting me, but I won't.
You ran into me.
Well, I guess I'm done.
I'm gonna wait for Starman to get out.
I'm gonna be
Okay,
waiting
so
a
you.
while.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're gonna do, you're gonna do like a delayed action?
Yep, let's do that.
What do you want? He gets out.
When he gets out, I'm gonna big freaky skull him.
Okay, so as soon as he comes out, you're gonna get him. Alrighty.
Yep.
Noted.
I'm going to be
Alright.
floating about 2 meters above the ground, and I'm going to float to about 6 feet away from Shannon's character, and just continue to encourage Yeek.
Oh, you're doing such a wonderful job, Yeek! Keep it up! Oh! You make me so proud!
Why is it always me?
Because you're special, Yeek!
King Starman is going to make a bunch of blades spire out from its body. Blades that look similar to that wielded by Exlibris.
Oh shit.
And these multiple blades are going to stab outward. What is the damage on your sword, Exlibris?
The best of 2D100s.
Okay. So, Klex, you are going to receive 94 slashing damage.
Does he get my poison blood inside of me?
Poison blood stuff's gonna start happening. So, poison blood is going to hit Geeklisk and King Starman.
Weak poison. Oh, this is where I'll roll big now. Watch.
Yep.
29 is my lower one.
Are you sure that wasn't 92?
I'm sure.
Alright, so that's 29 poison damage for Geeklisk and King Starman as he brings out his spikes. And Geeklisk, you will also take that 94 slashing. Stack of Everbleed as well. After that, King Starman is going to use the remainder of his turn to try to copy a power from the fairy godmother up there. So, fairy godmother, what do you got?
What do you want?
Anxiety.
What would work for him? What do I have that he might use?
Because he can already fly, so like he wouldn't take. Otherwise, he'd probably take the flight. Like offensive capabilities.
I have an offensive capability. It's my magical cannon. That's a soul weapon.
Okay. Yeah, that's something. Alright, so if he tries to use it, I will let you know if he tries to activate something similar. But I guess he's going to try to begin copying the soul weapon.
It would be like his own little soul weapon.
Yeah. It is now the party's turn.
Now, do I have to pick who I'm trying to throw up this time?
I guess it's easier if you're focusing on one.
Okay, I'm gonna focus on Exlibris.
Now, Yek is still inside of you?
Yeah, along with Starman.
Well, if Yek's willing to just get out, then you could probably just get Yek out, like, as like a swift, probably.
Okay.
If you're just like, alright, just because the failure roll, he got kind of stuck.
Yeah,
So,
get me out. I'm out.
You're gonna get out of there.
So if that was my quick action, can I also try to get the other dude out, or do I start attacking?
Nope, you could try to get the other guy out or try to attack. You do one or the other.
Let's try to get dude out. 80.
Yeah, that's gonna be enough. King Starman is not able to stay in you longer than that, and he is going to be ejected. One other thing I forgot to roll was the next round of his, of him, like, eating you, and that is going to be 79 acid damage for you, Klex.
Okay. Thank you.
He will be removed, though. He is out of you now, but it seems as though he's healing off a lot of the damage dealt, and is just running around copying abilities.
Now that he's out, can I use my decay beam?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna use my decay beam on him.
Oh, sorry, but first, Tex-Mex actually needs to go technically, because he had a stalled out action for as soon as this guy gets out, I'm gonna do a thing and I'm gonna blast him.
Got it.
So let's just do that, and then you'll immediately do your thing. All right, Tex.
Okay. 73 to hit.
All right, you are gonna hit. I'm gonna give you a damage bonus for like holding out, charging it, and whatnot.
108.
108.
Yep.
Ace.
All right, that is a good old blast. A chunk of health is going to come off of this thing, and that strange-looking star abomination, whatever it is, it ain't looking pretty anymore. This might be winnable. And then following up the combo is Exlibris.
You're welcome.
That's a no. 27.
What am I fighting this guy by myself? What are you guys doing? Jeez, Christ.
We just
I
lost
heard
him.
him.
Did you
Who's
just
back?
roll a 27 to hit something?
Yeah.
Oh no, you have to try much harder than that, Geek. You need to practice, practice, practice.
I dropped out. What was the roll?
27.
Oh, it's pitiful.
27?
Practice.
27's enough to hit this guy. This guy's
Effective.
this guy's more evasive than say Exlibris, but not by a whole hell of a lot.
$164 points of damage.
Whoa.
Bob.
That second hit in this combo being laid down is going to blast directly center mass into the mouth of this being. It is now hanging on by a thread. If it can be walloped with something else like that, this thing is toast. Its heal factor, its copying abilities, it'll be taken care of.
Does it have a 10 points?
Nope, it is more than 10 currently. But when it does get to that point, I will let you know, so it can get popped off.
Shit. Okay.
I can actually
All
attack now.
Oh, she's gonna jump in now, guys.
Well, I have to wait until my little love muffin is hurt.
Oh my god.
So,
You gotta run this shit by me before you do this.
Oh, what would be the fun in that? I'm your fairy godmother.
oh, I'm losing cameras. So I'm going to use a swift action and pull this weird pink, bubbly, flowery cannon out of thin air.
Ooh, abracadabra!
And it's a cannon, and I am going to shoot it at the Starman, the Star-Lord, Starman, Paul Stanley, Star Child, Paul Stanley's dad. Let's roll.
Ace freely.
I got a 60 to hit.
60 will hit.
Let's see, 4. Let's see, it's obliterative. 187. 187 electric damage.
Slam! That move blasts directly into the star being. You see it trying to hang on by a thread with a defensive means, but being at less than 10 health, Exlibris feels it.
You feel that, Yeek?
I didn't feel anything because y'all froze.
You feel that? Huh? You feel that?
It's down to 10 hit points. You do something on that, you get a free attack.
Yep.
What happens?
I just have to use my kill mage and deal 10 poison damage, and he's dead.
Kill Mage activates. King Starman's health depletes. And you see, alright, this thing's dead. Should be fine. You see it start to go floating off into space. Then the body quickly kicks back to life. Seemingly out of energy in some kind of meltdown mode, it is now going to try to unleash some attacks before being cast back off into the abyss of space, trying to gather power once again.
Thing that he
The
isn't
first,
dead. Oh, go ahead. Never mind.
the first of these farewell attacks is going to be a decay beam aimed at Exlibris.
Oh dear.
That's gonna hit. That is going to be minimum, so I believe that's 150 damage.
Of course it
Jesus,
is.
so-
Yeek isn't evasive at all.
He's a sore loser.
It's then going to summon this soul weapon type device and is going to aim it towards the fairy godmother.
What does his soul cannon look like?
I imagine much different. I think it's going to come out of the mouth in the chest,
Thank God.
and it's going to be just like this strange, angular, like ornamental looking thing. What is the damage output on that weapon of yours? Obliterative, right?
Obliterative.
Alright, so that's
And-
3 added up.
It would have plus 10 to hit in his case, unless he's small. Which I don't...
Okay. Well, that's a 59 to hit.
Oh,
Does that hit?
Trying, sweetie.
No, I'm max evasion.
Max evasion, you're good.
Yeah.
So that cannon goes blasting, careening over to the side. King Starman is going to proceed to go into a meltdown mode. And then cast off into the stars.
Say meltdown, I envision a toddler throwing a tantrum.
That's what I thought too.
Just threw off a few attacks and just cast it off. After that, you are to return to the arena you were at the beginning.
Did you guys see how much I did? I totally kicked that guy's ass.
Yeah, you are such a great help in there. You know,
I know.
Couldn't have done that without you.
Never.
I was worried we were gonna lose. Thank God you got in there.
But Yeek, you made me so proud with your little efforts. But you have a lot more training to do.
You're a
I am
terrible
impressed with this godmother.
I almost want the
Indeed.
ball sack back.
No, you don't.
I don't want to see the fourth incarnation of the ball sack. I'm sorry.
The previous incarnation of the sack did so well. He had such a great moment.
I think the next one was going to be the Robo Sack. I think, or was I the Robo Sack last time? I don't quite remember.
It was a
think it was
giant mech last time.
Oh, okay, it was Robo Sack last time. Oh yeah, I remember what his next
Yeah.
his next one will be. Yeah. Fuck, I forgot about that.
So spawning back into the arena, Kel-U looks to be readying prizes.
What would you all like to bring home with you? Come on now, there has to be something. Tex-Mex, you first. What would you like as a prize?
Let me think over it. I want my own ship. Big enough for all of us, so we don't have to keep taking rides from everybody.
You want your own ship, not the one you came in here on. I can do something. A ship, it's done.
Can we keep Click?
Who's Click? Oh, that chauffeur.
Whoever the pilot is, it's supposed to be my best friend.
I don't know who that is, but keep who you want. If he's a pilot, he can pilot a ship. What do you want, gooey one?
I want a giant cake where a person made out of sandwiches jumps out of.
That might be a little challenging.
I believe
But
in you.
I will make it happen. I believe in me too.
Yes.
It shall be done. Yeek Lisk.
Can you get rid of my fairy godmother?
Ah, but why would I want to get rid of such a fine warrior? I didn't even know she was coming. If I knew that, I would have brought tea.
I want
Then-
a big gun.
And another warrior. A big gun, you say?
Don't worry, it'll grow larger as you get older. It's in the way you
You sure you
handle it,
can't
dear.
get rid of her?
Well, honestly, I was a little surprised none of you wanted to go toe-to-toe with me, but I understand how intimidating I can be. You went the smart
Oh yeah,
way
so
out.
powerful and great one.
Oh, watch your tongue, slippery boy. I've seen what your people do.
That's right.
What do you mean by
Anyway.
your
Rude.
people?
What do you think I mean by your people? I'm a tyrant. Do you think casual racism's beyond me?
That's
I am
racist.
the Arena Lord!
Jesus
Now
Christ,
don't
how
be a
many times are you gonna
snowflake,
tell
Yeek.
us that?
It's a bit of a phrase. Every time I say it, I get millions of credits. Ha ha ha! It's necessary. Anyway. Back to home with you, all of your prizes. With this gun, take it.
He throws you over a large firearm. It looks as though it's a shotgun, but stretched limo style.
It only has one shot. No one knows what it does.
Sounds
The
like
inventor
my
was
honeymoon.
killed. Ha ha ha! One shot, big blast. Have fun.
Two pump jump.
No one knows what it does. Be careful who you point it at.
So I would mark down a one-shot firearm in your inventory. You will not know what it does until you pull the trigger. There is a single shot, and possible to reload or find other ammunition.
I missed someone, didn't I?
That's
Oh,
my
the
bad.
lovely one.
So
This fluttery little
flattering.
thing. Oh, ha 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 ha.
In addition to a dry pair of granny panties, I would like a giant oven so I could make giant cookies for Yeek, and maybe even a giant cake for the splatter goo.
That I can do. Only if I get the first batch of cookies.
Now nobody gets the cookies but Yeek. But I'll give
Yes.
you the second.
Ah ha ha! I understand. It shall be done. The greatest oven in all the sector. Oh, looky here. Here comes your new ship.
A large Star Destroyer-style capital ship begins landing.
It's a bit big, but I figure you could use it.
This is nice.
We're gonna need a crew of several thousand people for that.
I elbow
Ha, ha, ha.
Tex and say, "Good choice, buddy."
Yeah, I wonder
know
if
it
we're
can-
going to get people to fly this.
I know it can be a little bit intimidating, but why don't you get your boy Click? Maybe some of his folks. That name sounds like a harvestman name. They often stick together. He's probably got a few friends. 24 brothers and sisters. Most of them do. Anyway, be off with you. Glorious prizes, and peace be with you. I'll watch on your futures with great interest.
What are we gonna call this ship? The ejaculator?
Oh, don't be that way.
But wait, did he leave already?
Who left?
Did Arena Lord leave?
Kal-U has not left. He's pretty much saying his goodbyes, letting the ship come down. If you have anything else to say before going on the ship, now's the time.
Why would you wish us peace and then say you're gonna watch our careers when we're gladiators?
My vision of peace is very, very different. Peace is hard fought, maybe never achieved, but we have to try. I'm not exactly all there, you know.
At least you're self-aware.
Ha! I might be. I hope so. What is free will? Get on the ship and think of a cool name.
The ejaculator.
Someone needs to... Ah! What did number 96 want to name that? The Great Buster. It's gotta be something with flair.
Kal-U says his final goodbyes. The ship is going to start kind of tractoring you all in. And I will say the ship will have deceptively simple controls. It looks as though we need a lot of people for this, but it's like, oh, wait, alright, we get, like, pilot, alright, some other guys to do some stuff, there's some automation.
I'll plop in the pilot's chair.
Oh, great.
Oh, here we go.
You fill the whole section that's normally for at least, like 4, sometimes up to 8 people closely crammed, you entirely fill up.
The way she's rolling, we'll never get anywhere.
Man, I've gotten smaller.
So I'll just say for the sake of it, Klex, can you just give me a drive check, just for the hell of it?
I'd love to.
Oh god, here we go. BTS all over again.
54.
Hey, some, average par driving skills are at hand, as you don't crash into anything, and
Good
the
job!
ship
It's a good
The
thing
ship
space
begins
is big.
taking off. Within the ship are all of the prizes ready to go, aside from the ones given earlier.
You guys
And-
better hide my cake from me because I'm flying a ship right now.
The ship is going to take off deep back into outside space to the center of Kusk Industries, where you have your meeting with number 96. He sees you pulling up in your new ship. Oh, what a ride. Check that thing out. That's a long cup of water. Wowee. Whew. What's the name of that bad boy?
The ejaculator.
Tex-Mex
Ha!
is your ship. You're going for ejaculator?
Good one.
You know, I don't care what he calls it.
Well, I think it's a great name. It's an excellent name.
That's why I thought of it.
You know, I'm kind of partial to the Moist Maker, but that's just me.
That's
Sorry.
a good one too. The moist making ejaculator. There we go.
That's a mouthful.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
I don't get that last one. But anyway, we got you all here. I see you got some prizes. You got some special things for yourselves. Feel stronger, feel more spry, flexing your new abilities. How does that feel?
I go and eat my cake. I'm a sandwich person.
This is brilliant. Oh, hold up. Who is this?
Uh-oh.
Yeek, very mother.
Ba-bum.
It dropped out for a second. I don't know what happened. Alright, so we'll go back to that. So number 96 is going to go up to this fairy godmother. Who are you?
Yeek,
Are you a...
very mother, are you deaf? Oh,
I've
you
been
logged
around a
off.
long
Sorry,
time.
You
Yeah.
oh, very rude of me.
Well, I couldn't help but tell that you're a fairy. Are you a real fairy, or did you have some work done? Because you don't look like you've had any work done.
You're flattering. Okay.
You know, I used to be a fairy kind of like you. Well, I'm still a fairy, but a little bit of a different one now. Pleased to meet you. You check out. Yeah, I don't think we need any extra precautions with this one. You're a fairy,
No,
you know how it
harmless.
goes. Ah, aren't we all? You guys never told me you knew another fairy. If I knew this, I would have trusted you all more from the get-go. Wouldn't have tried to get you all killed that first time around. You know, get that Reaper's debt. Anyway, you guys did great. Let's look at the tube. Walking over to the tube containing Combaticron. He looks a lot bigger, almost at completion. You boys did some excellent work out there. He's about ready to burst, full of power, in a sleeping comatose state with almost enough energy to be released. So, I got a special mission for you folks for next time. Next time we meet, and I got a little mission for you. Your mission is to go on vacation. Enjoy yourself. I got your tickets to an exclusive resort. I'm gonna try to iron out the rest of the fine details. It's difficult to squeeze yourself in there.
Is it all you
But-
can eat?
You bet.
Yeah.
Natural sight. It's a bioreserve. Gorgeous. Anything you could imagine. Feel free to spread your wings, express yourself, explore every facet of your curiosity. And, in case the uneventful, in the event of your deaths, you may want to get a good vacation in, you know what I mean? Have some good times.
Maybe there's
Send some of those
for
good
you to
vibes.
use.
So
Anything you
thoughtful.
need. Couldn't you all use a vacation? What do you think? Next mission, no arenas. No super bosses and warlords. Super villains. Take a day for a beautiful vacation at a lovely resort. Is that up your guys' alley or what?
Sure, why not?
I hope it's not a water
Okay.
planet.
Well, it's got some forests, but it's not too wet. We know how you like it dry, buddy. Not as dry as a bone, but dry enough so you don't get crumbly.
I think I might
Okay.
change the name of the ship to Going in Dry.
Raw dog in it. Yeah.
Ah. I really like you guys. You really seem to get me. Great names for the ship. I bet y'all can come up with a better one than I could. Man, so proud of you guys. The last guys weren't so good. They lasted about like a mission or so. But you guys, yeah. Real survivors. We like that. We like ones that stick around. So, before I send you all off to do your devices, y'all got anything else to say to me? Anything to present? Or are we dismissed?
I'm just glad I didn't die and have to, see your undercarriage again.
Don't worry. If you die again, you'll probably be deleted and stuck in an afterlife forever, with no hopes of
Okay.
reincarnation.
I kind of want to see it again.
I'm okay
What did you
with
all
that.
see? Those of you that have died. I haven't seen the afterlife much myself. See anything good?
The great blobfish. He saved me in this fight. Do you
So
have
I
time
saw.
to talk about my Lord and Savior?
I saw a big gooey bolt of lightning. That was enough to make me a believer. Made that girl all slimy. She deserved it, though.
Yeah, she was a bitch.
Heard she
Dang.
lived. One of the only survivors from that. I'll be sure to keep my eyes on her. That could be an interesting
Don't rub
character
it
down
in.
the lines. Oh, I don't plan on it. You did great. You did great. Don't worry, you're still my favorite. You're all my favorites. Well, are we dismissed? Dismissed. See you all next time, and I'll give you those tickets for that vacation.
I am not
He's
at
gonna
all
wake up soon.
suspicious.
Oh, you don't need to be suspicious with me. When have I ever led you astray? I don't think I've done that. I'm gonna go eat some Go-Gurt. You see him slink around to the fridge, like eating frozen Go-Gurt and making an absolute mess like a child. He's just gonna sit in a chair doing that. Maniacally making plans while snacking on delicious Go-Gurt tubes. So yeah, that is the end of today's session. What did y'all think?
Cool.
A lot of nice surprises.
Yeah, I wanted to do some fun character stuff with the one-on-ones, kind of explore some stuff around. So yeah, next session, vacation. All your characters are going to go to a deluxe exclusive resort where it is only the party. And feel free to enjoy yourself, express your characters as wanted, as you kind of have free reign to just go nuts. And then, stuff will happen. And I will say that Combaticron looks like he is near completion. After that mission you guys just did, he's coming out soon. Like, real soon around the corner.
Out of the closet?
Who knows? I don't know the thing's sexuality. He's not even born yet. I don't want to jump to
Howdy,
conclusions.
Howdy, Sailor.
Howdy.
Rocky Horror.
I don't know, you never know, especially with space and all this stuff. It's all over the place.
Oh, man. That was a good time. I've been out of the loop too long.
Yeah, Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon.
Oh, life. Cool. We're going to be back on our regular schedule, right?
Yep.
Depends on you.
I'm back.
All right.
Back again.
Oh, so quick question. What is the name of the fairy godmother character? Is it just fairy godmother?
It's Yeek's fairy godmother.
Oh, that's your full...
K's FGM, that was Kirk's fairy godmother, and I thought about actually just being Kirk's fairy godmother, like, breaking the window and all that, but I decided to not do that and just be his character's fairy godmother.
Yeek's fairy godmother.
Maybe
it's a very fun dynamic. I really like the... It's like, oh, what's your name? Oh, I'm his fairy godmother. I like it. That is a fun character. If I knew this other character was going to come in, I would have planned a bit accordingly. But I still think it worked. What's coming in the audio? What's happening? Some old lady with a mic. What's going on? So yeah, next time, vacation.
Cool.
A session of relaxation. And make sure that everyone notes what their prizes is. They can help mechanically. They can mechanically help with things in-game.
My cake?
Yes.
Oh.
It's very big, and you notice it's incredibly filling.
Okay.
Every
cool.
single one of your prizes has some kind of weight with something. The oven, the ship, the cake, the gun.
The sandwich person?
And the sandwich person. Because normally you'd be able to just engulf it. You noticed you weren't able to do that. It's incredibly filling. And it sticks around for a bit. You're only able to digest so many sandwiches of it at a time.
Died and went to heaven.
Alright, awesome. Well, that's all I gotta say. I'm happy everyone had fun. Yeah, we'll do like this fun vacation adventure next time.
Cool.
Cool.
I dig it. Awesome. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later.
See ya.
See you later.
See ya.
D&D next week.
Sure.
Try to
Are
wrap
you
it up.
sure?